So CBD from hemp can benefit both people and pets. This is because all mammals have what's called an endocannabinoid system. And this is a system in mammals that allows phytocannabinoids, and these are the chemicals that are in the hemp plant, to provide a host of different benefits, including the anti-inflammatory, the anti-anxiety, and the antioxidant benefits. Now, there's really no difference between a CBD product for people and one for pets. Oftentimes you'll see different boxes. For example, here's one where they put a nice dog bone on it, and they'll give flavoring. So for example, this is a bacon flavor. We have this in peanut butter flavor as well. The product inside though is going to be the same whether you use it for people or pets. This is one for cats, like my cat. And you know, she really enjoys this. This is salmon flavored. It's a lower strength than the one for people, and so you know it can be more oriented towards a pet, but there's really no difference. This is another product that we sell probably as many for people as we do for pets. This company does. This is the people version. They make one for pets, and it's the exact same product except the label on it has paws, and so it's really the same thing. What we found over the years of selling these products is that a full spectrum or a broad spectrum seems to work a lot better for pets. There is another formulation of CBD products called an isolate. An isolate is something that only contains CBD. It doesn't have anything else from the hemp plant, whereas a full spectrum or broad spectrum has CBD and then other components from the plant. And we have found over the years that the full spectrum or broad spectrums seem to work a lot better for pets when you're looking for either the anti-inflammatory or the anti-anxiety benefits. You know, this is a product, for example, that is some dog treats. These are about 4 milligrams of CBD per treat. These are a full spectrum. These are same company, but they also make a dog chew. Now, these use an isolate, but they have other components in it. So this is not just CBD. It also contains chamomile, passion flower, taurine, valerian root, and ginger root. And so these entourage effect style products are what we think works a lot better, and we've gotten a lot better customer feedback from the full spectrum or broad spectrum, the entourage style products that don't just contain a CBD as an isolate. So when you're using CBD with pets, you want to be consistent and patient. The same advice I get people using this for themselves. Pets are obviously much smaller than people, and so you can see my kitty behind me, and she's much smaller than me. You know, if I were to use this cat tincture, I would probably start with maybe, it's 125 milligrams of CBD in this 30 milliliter bottle. I would probably start with around a quarter dropper a day, give that number of days, see how she does, and then increase or decrease from there. Definitely start low and increase over time. With dogs, in general, we see people starting with around 4 to 5 milligrams of CBD per day, giving it some time, and then increasing or decreasing from there. If you are concerned, I always suggest talk to your veterinarian about the use of CBD with your pet, and see what they say, and maybe they have some suggestions of where a good starting point would be. But over the years, we've sold a lot of these products for people to use with their pets, and we've gotten really good customer feedback from it. Medical marijuana is legal in many states across the country, but there's certainly some misunderstanding between over-the-counter CBD products and the medical marijuana sold in dispensaries. So CBD is derived from hemp, and hemp and marijuana are both varieties of the cannabis sativa plant. They grow differently. Hemp tends to grow much taller, marijuana much shorter and bushier. The leaf structures, though, are very similar. The big difference, though, are the chemicals inside. So inside of cannabis, there is a class of chemicals called phytocannabinoids. And these chemicals will interact with the body, providing different effects. The two most common cannabinoids in the cannabis plant are cannabidiol, or CBD, and tetrahydrocannabinol, which is THC, with the delta-9 THC being the most abundant in marijuana. Now, the differences are pretty significant between hemp and marijuana when it comes to the chemicals inside. Hemp has a lot of CBD, but very little THC, with the legal limit being 0.3%. Whereas marijuana has a lot of THC, but very little CBD. And so How much THC and CBD would be in medical marijuana really depends on your state. In the United States, we have a patchwork of different laws, and different states have different limits. The federal limit for hemp, however, like I said, is 0.3% of this Delta-9 THC. And also, one of the big differences is because of that, marijuana will get you high, and CBD products will not. CBD also does not convert to THC in the body, so using a CBD product it will never be psychoactive and cannot be impairing in any way. Also, interestingly, when CBD interacts with the body, CBD will act as what's called an inverse agonist to THC. That means that as THC is working in your body, CBD can actually affect it and decrease the effectiveness. So for people that feel they're maybe too high on THC from medical marijuana, CBD could be used to potentially reverse or lessen the effect. So when it comes to the question of drug testing and CBD products, I think it is very important that people pay attention to what products they are using. There are a lot of different products on the market. Some are labeled accurately, some are not. And so it is critically important that if you do get drug tested by your employer, to know what's in the CBD product that you're purchasing. Now, from a business perspective, I can't really guarantee a result on a drug test from any products you could buy from Hemp headquarters or elsewhere. Drug tests are given by somebody else. There are differences in the quality of the test. There are differences in the cutoff level for the different chemicals that they may be looking for. And so I cannot guarantee a result. But what I can guarantee are the products that are sold in terms of what the products contain inside of them. Now, most employers, when you're doing drug testing, are looking for THC, and that's tetrahydrocannabinol from the cannabis plant. Now, hemp products or CBD products, full spectrum ones, can contain up to 0.3% THC. That could potentially give a false positive on a drug test. And so, like I said, it's very important to know what's in it. Really, the only way you'd be assured that you wouldn't get a false positive would be to use a product that you know is testing at 0% THC. Now, if a product is labeled full spectrum, it generally will contain that trace amount of THC, and that is 0.3%. And it certainly is possible over time that could build up in your body and give a false positive. I say false positive because you're not using marijuana, you're using CBD, which is non-psychoactive and not impairing. There's another class of products called, or formulation of products called broad spectrum, that generally contains 0 THC, and then isolate products also contain 0 THC. But, over the years, I've seen a lot of products that have all sorts of labeling on them. Some are full spectrum, but they're actually isolate. Some are broad spectrum or isolate, but they actually have trace THC. And I've seen a whole host of test results showing all sorts of crazy things. So it is important that you're buying from a reputable company, and a company that has been looking at the test results and knows what's in it. Now at Hemp headquarters, obviously we're very careful about what we stock. If the product says full spectrum, it will contain that trace THC. If it says broad spectrum or isolate, it's THC free. And so I can guarantee what's in the products, but like I said, I can't really guarantee a drug test. But definitely you want to look at the test results of any product you'd be using and make sure if you do get drug tested by your employer that the product is 0 THC.